Good morning, April. I'm sorry, March. I'm already in April. Can you believe how quick this year is going? I mean, I feel like when you get older, time goes by faster. But that's not really what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about the highs and lows of Silicon Valley. Highest and lowest sold homes in Santa Clara County. Actually, let me check this out. I think maybe I didn't do Santa Clara because I think these are all San Jose, but that's okay. We're going to have fun with it anyway. We're also going to talk about the rates, gas prices. Is pricing imperative? This is one of the three things you need to know. Is pricing imperative? Robert Schuller says don't buy a home in the next 6 months. And then number 3, talk about financial intelligence. All right. Lots to get through. So let's get moving. I'm going to drop this thing so my big noggin's over here. Today, rates are at a measly 6.54. They have actually gone down just a little bit since last week, but I think we're going to stay here for a little bit until we see the economy start shaking up a bit, and then they're going to have to do some kind of thing to slow down the torrential downfall of the economy. Now, there's other things that are going on other than real estate, but this is all real estate focused. So that's the whole reason why we're doing this, is looking at the little things, that micro ideas is why we're doing it. And we do it across 4 different days, so you can get an idea of what's going on. This last week, we had 80 homes. Again, it might be just, I think it was Santa Clara County, but these were all in San Jose. So maybe it's just San Jose, but we had 80 sales. And the top one was 1483 Kinner Ave. Now, this one right here is a beautiful home in Willow Glen. Let's say it's Willow Glen. Yeah, it's Willow Glen. It's comp only, but here's the thing. This was on market last year for 63 days, way overpriced. So keep a mental note when we talk about why pricing is imperative. This was listed $400,000 more than what it sold for. Now, probably what happened was that the seller said, my house is worth $5 million. And the agent probably said, probably not. We can try it, but I don't think so. Here's what I think, because these are the numbers and this is what people are willing to buy. Again, you make the list price. Buyers will tell you what they're willing to pay. And, again, when you have ego and hubris tied up in $5 million, it's hard to confirm with somebody, convince somebody that maybe the market's slowing down. Nonetheless, this is a gorgeous home. Beautiful, everything about it, right? When you look at, see, again, granite. All the higher end homes still have granite. Not a big fan of the quartz. I have quartz in my house. I'm okay with it. Look at that. That's called a coffered ceiling. I had a friend one day tell me, you have a coffered ceiling. And I go, no, it's a tray ceiling. What's the difference? The difference is a tray ceiling is just one big, huge softened box that goes up. Just like if my entire room was this. On a coffered ceiling is this. Beautiful home, right? Worth what people are willing to pay for it, $3.4 million. Now, if I told you and I showed you it was listed at 3.9 and it went down slowly after 63 days, they took it off market. And then this guy comes in and sells it off market because I have a buyer for you. Kind of shady, but whatever. It is what it is. That's the market. Let's go to this guy. I have to go back to this. Okay. This is the lowest sold home as far as price is concerned, right? Almost $800,000. It is 1901, 122 years old. It's the history of some of these homes are amazing, right? So look, it was updated and upgraded and made to look pretty. And see, that's the thing. When you have key architectural features like that, you never want to change those if you can't, if you have to. These are probably the original windows. If not, they've been broken and replaced, but they're not dual pane. These are sash windows. That's the oil or oil heater system. But these homes, they're probably not the largest house in the world, but it's downtown San Jose, beautiful home. Probably won't with something on sale with the, oh, no dishwasher. Yep. Could have put a dishwasher right there. But they opted for storage, which could have been done there. That could have been put downstairs or in another room, in an ADU or in the garage, and made that into your breakfast nook. But what do I know? I just sell houses for a living. So these houses have a different style than what you see in a modern day home, where you have the living area and then off to the side or home or rooms. So in the living room will be attachment to a room, and then maybe by the dining room will be an attachment to another room, and in the kitchen there'll be an attachment to another room. This is a 2-1, so it's really small, 856. So price per square foot is almost $1,000 per square foot. Pretty good deal. And I want to see, can you open up? Can you open up, please? Hello. This doesn't want to pop open for me. Have a bigger look as to where this is really. Yeah, so this is downtown. San Jose State is right here, I think. Yeah, this is all San Jose State. That's City Hall right here. So the house is just right to the right through the area right there. Okay, so enough of that. That's the lowest priced home in San Jose today. This one right here is the highest priced over list price. Now, last week I mentioned the fact that some homes are listed low just to get them sold quickly. I can assure you that this one was done exactly that, because what I did was I took a look, listed at 1.150, sold for 1.5, only 9 days. My guess was it was worth about 1.4, 1.5. Maybe you should have listed around 1.4, 1.5, and you would have still got it sold, but not as quickly, right? Let's take a look at it. Carpet, original painted cabinets, kitchen. Took out the refrigerator. People take out the refrigerator because 1, it's old, 2, it takes up space, and 3, it makes it look larger when you take it out, right? Big old mulberry. A lot of maintenance issues that you can just see just in the pictures. There you go. So let's take a look. I actually did some work ahead of time while I was waiting for this to start. This is the one that sold, 1.150, and it sold for 1.52. The other ones, Emerson and Charmaran, sounds like a Pikachu, both sold in 6 days, both less than square footage. This one listed at 1.55, sold for 1.59. This one sold for 1.2, just $50,000 more, $49,000 more, and it sold for 1.4. So they were taking a big risk, hoping that people would see, hey, look, this one's a little bit larger, it's a little bit older, a little bit more dated, but let's get it sold in 9 days. This one right here, we talked about it last week. I'll go to it real quick. Union. This one was sold 3 or 4 together, and the original sales price was $4.89 or $4.9 million for 3 or 4 houses together, sold together. So what they did was if I had done it, I would have done it completely different. I would have just listed at 1.1 and let the markets take each individual one selling at the same time, because you would have gotten a better deal and sold it faster, because it took them 56 days to sell it this way. But that's not here nor there. I'm not here to judge anybody. Sometimes it's the whims of the seller, right? So the original list price is 1.2, and it sold for 1.11. If I was smart, I would have sold them separately or listed them separately. Okay. So that's why this one is the highest. It's not because of the market. It's not because the agent did anything special. It's just they just dropped the price down and got it sold quick. just the way it is, right? And then the lowest one is Kenwood Drive. Let's take a quick look at Kenwood. 78% of list price. Again, this had to be. I mean, I don't want to say it's the agent or the seller, but that's probably what it is. You get a number stuck in your head, and it sits on market for 3 months. You're like, what the hell's wrong? Why aren't you selling my house? Agent, it's all your fault. Well, it's not, because sometimes the list price is not reasonable to what the buyers are looking at right now. And when you say this house, I know a house just like this sold 2 years ago. I mean, look at it. It needs a little bit of love. Would you pay $1.8 million for this? Well, other people have. Yeah, back when there was a fire, it was a firestorm, right? Back when people were buying houses at 2.5%, not 6.5%. So, I mean, here you go. Okay, so tell you, pricing is imperative. It's super important, especially now that we're seeing the market kind of slow down. Houses are still selling. We talked about that yesterday, but houses are selling as long as it's priced right for the condition in the market and the location. Period. Robert Schiller, who has Schiller Reports, says, don't buy a home for the next 6 months. You can take that advice. Absolutely. We've talked about this multiple times. If you don't buy now, and yes, if you buy now, you're going to see the price go down, and then you don't capture the market, or you don't take advantage of the market being as low as it is, but you don't have as much competition now. So if you have less of a down payment, or bad credit, or poor credit, or you need financial assistance like the HFA loan, now's the time to do it, because once the market starts crashing, more people will enter the market. We've talked about this hundreds of times. This is going back to the original concept. Pricing is imperative, because the longer it is on market, the less desirable it is. Right. So we're like right here. There's less competition. Once the market slides, even if it slides down just a little bit, there's more competition that will enter the market. When you have competition, you have 2 or more offers on table, and you have an FHA loan or VA loan or a Cal HFA loan, or you have whatever kind of loan is low down payment, or you need repairs, or you're asking for credit, you're probably not going to get it. All right. So should you buy now? It really depends on you. Really depends on what your risk tolerance is, how long you plan on keeping or staying in that house. Is it the time to buy? I'm looking right now, right? I'm looking at a lot of different properties all over the place. I have a couple of different buy boxes that I look at with my investment mentor. I've written offers. I haven't had any accepted, but that's just because that's where we are right now. I'm actively looking, but I'm also on the investment side, where I have this house and I have extra money to invest. If you're a first-time buyer and you can afford the payment, it makes sense to do it. Okay, financial intelligence. People are talking about the market crashing, the economy crashing, hyperinflation. You should buy gold, depending on who you talk to. Well, we're creating a fund where we're buying property. We're looking at buying larger property, whether it's land, storage units, apartments, and we're going to be building a fund to do this. Now, this will pay a lot better than the other guys that are experienced doing this, because this is something that I've been toiling in for the last 15 years, but I haven't really presented it as a product to sell. So if it's something that you're interested in learning more about, and you want to invest in real estate as the market comes down, I can show you how this is going to make you a little bit of money. We also have a program called Financial Intelligence, which we're opening outside of our veteran community. And it's talking about understanding the value of money, creating a budget, saving up for the future, living underneath your budget, investing, understanding stocks, bonds, and all that stuff, but also understanding healthcare, how to work with it. We have tax people that come through. We have trust people that come through, and we talk about all these different things that are super important to create that financial intelligence that we're not taught about in school. And unless you have an amazing set of parents, you're not taught at home. So we're bringing together a cohort of people that can actively be your team, or you can pick and pull from them as you need. And that's the whole purpose of what financial intelligence is about. If you want to learn more about that, ping me down below. That's it. I've been talking for over 16 minutes. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with Abitano. We'll see you out there.